Question 5. Stuart was involved in a car accident on the 1st of September 2018. He was off work for 24 weeks. Stuart was usually paid 450 sterling per week. For the first 6 weeks, his employer continued to pay him at his full wage, so he had no loss there for 6 weeks. For the next 6 weeks, his employer paid him half his usual wage. Right? So yeah, half his usual wage. So there's his first loss there, 6 weeks and a half, right? So he lost 225. 6 multiplied by 225. This is all bad news, right? For the rest of his time off, he only received 94.25 per week, right? So for 12 weeks then he only got 94.25 per week, right? So 94.25 per week. Now this is what he has to be compensated. Like, he has to get 6 weeks. He has to be paid 225 to make up the shortfall for the 6 weeks where he was only paid half. For the rest of the time off, so that's a further 12 weeks, 94.25, right? So if we get 450 minus 94.25, that gives us 355.75. 355.75 is what he lost for the 18 weeks. Is that right? No, 12 weeks, because for 6 weeks everything was hunky-dory. Then for 6 weeks he was short 225, and for 12 weeks he was short 355.75. Now Stuart's car was damaged so badly that it could not be fixed. Stuart had to hire a car for 28 weeks because he could not afford a new one until he returned to work. The price of the car hire was 93 per week. Right, so that's more bad news. That's 28 weeks multiplied by 93. Right? He paid the car hire back in monthly installments of 150 once he returned to work. Stuart's injury, I'm not sure that makes any difference here. Stuart's injuries were agreed between the parties to be worth 13,000. Right? His injuries were worth 13,000. So it cost 13,000 to fix up his injuries. The insurers have agreed that before the accident his car was worth 4,000, and he received 275 from the salvage yard for its parts after the accident. Right? So the car replacement cost, the cost of replacing the car is going to be 4,000 minus the 275, and that would give us 3,725 would be the cost of replacing the car. Right? The case around Stuart's accident was settled on the basis that the defendant would compensate Stuart for any loss he sustained on a 70-30 basis, and Stuart accepts that he contributed 30% of the extent he contributed to the accident by a scale factor of 30%. So how much will he be compensated? Well, he's lost 6 weeks by 225, 12 weeks he's lost 355.75, and then he had to hire out a car at 93 sterling for 28 weeks. He had to replace his car, and that cost him 3,725. Right? So this is what the whole thing cost here. And if we do up the figures on that, we have 6 multiplied by 225, right? That's going to be 1350. Then we have 12 multiplied by 355.75. That comes to 4269. Then there's 28 weeks of car hire. 28 multiplied by 93 comes to 2604. And then there's the actual price of replacing the car. The cost of replacing the car comes to 3725. So we add all them up together, and this is the total of the bad news here. So we've 1350 plus 4269 delete that, plus 2604 plus 3725. That comes to 11948. So have I missed out on something there now? Yeah, the injuries are 13,000. Right, so his injuries, we have to add them on as well, 13,000. So it's 849, and 11 and 13 gives us 24. So 2498. That's the total cost of this thing that happened to Stuart, right? The total cost. Now the insurance company is only going to pay 70% of that. So 70% of this. So 70% multiplied by 24948. Depending on what way you want to do it, you can multiply 24948 by 70 over 100, or we could go 70. Well, let's do it the traditional way. I'll work on any calculator then. 70 over 100 multiplied by 24948, 24,948. 70% of that. It's going to press SD there. 17463. 17. So we get 17463.60. That is how much the insurance company is going to compensate Stuart. And that's option B, I think, in the multiple choice.